Okay, we'll get started in a second. As a reminder, if you would like to speak, please fill out a testimony slip at the table. If anyone comes in while we're in progress, they can still do that and bring it up to the dais before all the this. Hey, good evening. I am Rick Bird, Senior Planner for Brooklyn Borough Presidents in Reynoso.
And I'm St. Williams, representing photography for Brooklyn Borough.
This uniform land use review procedure public hearing is being conducted from the Brooklyn Borough Hall Court. There's one application on the agenda tonight. Please note that this hearing is being streamed via WebEx and recorded to comply with the open meetings law. The video will be posted on the Brooklyn Borough Presidents YouTube channel. Following the applicant's presentation and our question and answer session, members of the public who are in attendance tonight will have the opportunity to testify.
Third Avenue, New York City Administration for Children's Services, ACS Site Selection Acquisition, C250029 Construction acquisition to facilitate approximately 17,926 square feet for the relocation of a trade shop is being sought by the New York City Administration for Children's Services, ACS, and Department of Citywide Administrative Services, ECAS, at 850 Third Avenue, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Community District 7. Previously, Community Board 7 waived the review of the application. Will the applicant please state your name and present this application?
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Gandel. I'm the Deputy Commissioner for External Affairs at the Administration for Children's Services, or ACS. I'm joined today by Lisa Hunnies-Johnson, the Deputy Commissioner for Administration for ACS, as well as additional colleagues from ACS, CCAS, who is our co-applicant, and our colleagues from the consulting firm AKRF, who is assisting us with this ULURP application. Thank you so much to the Borough President and for all of you here today for holding today's Uniform Land Use Review public hearing and for this opportunity to share information with you about our ULURP application for our joint site selection and acquisition of 850 3rd Avenue in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. As you may know, ACS protects and promotes the safety and well-being of New York City's children and families, providing child welfare, juvenile justice, and some of the city's child care services. We're charged with protecting and promoting the safety of children throughout the 5 boroughs. Our Division of Child Protection inspects allegations of abuse and neglect throughout the city, and this work is 24/7. We contract with community-based organizations for prevention and foster care services for those children who cannot remain home safely. We operate 2 secure detention sites and a children's center for children entering foster care. Next slide. This is an application, as we said, for site selection and acquisition actions jointly sought by ACS and DCAS to facilitate approximately 18,000 square feet of space and for the relocation of the ACS trade shop to the 3rd floor of an existing mixed-use building at 850 3rd Avenue, as well as approximately 1,300 square feet of space and an adjacent parking lot for ACS vehicles. Next slide. The project site is located at 850 3rd Avenue in the Sunset Park neighborhood and is bound by 2nd Avenue to the west, 3rd Avenue and the Gowanus Expressway to the east, 30th Street to the north, and 32nd Street to the south. Block 671, Lot 1 contains an 8-story building known as Liberty Brooklyn with approximately 1.1 million square feet of floor area, including light manufacturing, retail, and commercial office space. Block 65, Lot 10 contains the building's adjacent surface parking lot. This photo looks north from the parking lot toward the Liberty Brooklyn building. I'm now going to turn it over to my colleague, Lisa Hines Johnson, who will share more details.
Good evening. As Stephanie mentioned, ACS is the agency that provides child welfare, juvenile justice, and child care assistance to children, youth, and families across New York City. We have 39 locations throughout the 5 boroughs, and our executive office and current trade shop facilities are located at 150 William Street. ACS is relocating our headquarters to 110 William Street by August 2025. As a result, we needed to find a new location for the ACS trade shop, as 110 William Street does not have adequate space or ventilation. The ACS trade shop provides comprehensive construction and repair services for ACS facilities, which includes 2 secure juvenile detention centers and the Children's Center, which is where our children enter into foster care stay while waiting a foster home. Our Child Protection, Detention, and Children's Center operations are 24/7. Services routinely performed at the trade shop include carpentry, sheet metal work, paint prep, an electric shop, and a plumbing shop. In short, our staff need to make sure that our borough offices and centers housing children and youth are fully functional to meet the needs. The proposed project will create an active trade shop for the ACS carpenters, plumbers, metal workers, painters, electricians, and laborers that service the ACS facilities throughout the 5 boroughs. The proposed ACS parking spaces with electric chargers, approximately 1,296 square feet, will be located on the adjacent parking lot to the south of the building and would be reserved to ACS vehicles. The ACS vehicles are needed for staff to travel to the ACS offices throughout the city. There will be 9 parking spaces with 2 level 3 chargers. Next slide. There are a number of advantages to this site selection. First, the project site is in a manufacturing zoning district, and the proposed project use complies with the deed restriction placed on the project site building, which permits uses such as fabrication, assemblage, repair, and associated distribution. In addition to use compatibility, there are many other advantages to this site. Notably, the project site was specifically designed for industrial use and can accommodate the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system required for the trade shop activities in accordance with the relevant unions and OSHA. The site provides us with the 24/7 access we need, loading docks and freight elevators. The location of the trade shop near the Gowanus Expressway will allow much easier travel for our staff than our current downtown Manhattan location, enabling staff to make needed repairs more quickly. So here are some photos of our current trade shop at 150 William Street. As a reminder, ACS is vacating this building by August 2025, and as you can see, the current space is quite cramped, given the work that is done in the trade shop, and does not have separate spaces for the individual trades. This picture shows the existing conditions on the 3rd floor at 853rd Avenue, where we are seeking to relocate the trade shop. You can see here the open layout will be conducive for the organization of the different shops and our related work. This slide shows more details of where the individual trade work will be arranged in the space. We will be working with the landlord on the construction of the space you saw in the prior slide to look like this. And with that, I'll leave this slide up, which summarizes the project. Thank you again for the opportunity to present to you today.
Thank you. Just a few questions. First, what other sites, if any, were considered for this relocation?
ACS and DPAC considered a number of other locations, a total of 8. Many of them have limited or no subway service for staff. Other issues included the inability to do welding and issues around parking and completion of the space in time to meet our needs. For example, we considered 58-77 57th Street in Queens, but there was no subway service and no parking. We also considered 5620 First Avenue in Brooklyn, but it was far from the subway, and we don't think we'd be able to have done welding there. I'm happy to walk through the additional ones, but also happy to leave it at that if that's enough.
Thank you. If you could send a list in writing, the additional,
Yeah.
that would suffice.
That would be for sure.
So as you may know, this lot 850 Third Avenue has been the site of a few site selections recently. If the trade shop were to relocate here, how much of 850 Third Avenue would be occupied by city agency uses?
The building, as you saw, is quite large, with about 1.1 million square feet. ACS is seeking approximately 18,000 square feet, and the Department of Finance space is about 30,000 square feet. So proportionally, the city space would occupy less than 5% of the building.
And finally, this site is located within the Southwest Brooklyn Industrial Business Zone. Does the site selection align with the goals of the Industrial Business Zone?
Yes, it does quite well. In fact, the proposed project would introduce as of right uses to the Southeast Brooklyn Industrial Zone and maintain the industrial character of the area. The proposal is in line with the deed.
Great, thank you. This panel is now excused. We will now call for testimony on this application from members of the public in attendance tonight. We've not received any speaker slips in advance. Does anyone else in attendance wish to speak who may have not signed up? Hearing no further comment, this item is now closed, and this ULURP public hearing is now closed. The Borough President will review this application and submit his recommendation to the City Planning Commission, which will hold its hearing on this item at a later date. As a reminder, members of the public may submit comments to testimony@brooklynbp.nyc.gov for the Borough President's consideration until tomorrow, Thursday, September 26, 2024. This meeting is now adjourned.